back. It's 19 minutes past 7. Every time you open a newspaper at the moment, it seems another celebrity has been arrested over allegations of sexual offences.
But is it right to name suspects before they've been charged? Should reporting restrictions be introduced to prevent it happening?
Dave Lee Travis, Freddie Starr, Rolf Harris and Jimmy Tarbuck. All faces and names we know well, all recently arrested by police. But should we be told their names before they've been formally charged, or should they be protected?
I deny any wrongdoing whatsoever. Notwithstanding this, my reputation has been tarnished and dragged through the mud.
Never. I never have done, I never would do. It's not my style.
At the moment, there is no specific law to prevent police or anyone else identifying people who've been arrested. Some believe naming those arrested may encourage other victims of abuse to come forward and help uncover vital evidence. But there are arguments that it could ruin a potentially innocent person's reputation for life. The question is, can any of the celebrities arrested recently recover professionally or personally from the publicity they receive before their trials have even begun?
We're joined in the studio now by Freddie Starr's lawyer Dean Dunham and criminal investigator Mark Williams-Thomas, and from her home in Staffordshire by Jill Sayward, who was attacked when she was 21 and now campaigns for victims' rights. Welcome to all three of you. Do you think as a society that we've lost sight of innocent until proven guilty?
I think we most certainly have, and it's an important thing that we must not lose sight of this, because it's our protection as a society. Anyone who does get charged or accused of something will welcome being innocent or proven guilty. It's very important.
But some would say by naming them, then you're opening the floodgates for other people who maybe aren't as brave to come forward as well.
I've heard that argument a lot. Frankly, it's wrong. Now, when you're accused, it means that the police have had an allegation about you. It doesn't mean you're guilty. It means the police have got cause to go and investigate. It's not until you're charged that the police believe that there's something that you should answer properly in the courts. That's the time when maybe you should be named.
Well, Jill Sayward is with us, and as we said, she was attacked when she was just 21. And Jill, why do you think it's important for people to be named?
I think it's vitally important because it does bring more people out, and it also gives people the chance to be protected from somebody who might pose a possible threat to them. And I think it's very important that we actually start putting victims' needs much higher up the agenda than they currently are.
What do you think would happen, Jill, potentially, if the rules were changed?
Well, it makes me very sad that we're even sort of having to have this argument and try and take a step backwards in a sense. I mean, I think what we've seen in the past few months is that people are coming forward as a result of reports that have been made, and that can only be a good thing. And it's not just for the celebrities that's happening. Support services have more than doubled in their take-up of people who need help as a result of all these things that are coming out now. And I think people believe that actually want to help them now, which is a first for many.
Don't you think that the name and shame culture is a dangerous thing, though?
I do think name and shame is a dangerous thing. I think name so that you can protect yourself is a different thing. And I do think that we need a sea change in the way that we respond and the way that we react when these names are put forward. But I think that it is important that we have the chance to protect ourselves and other people by knowing that there is a potential risk out there.
Well, Jill, thank you for the moment. And Mark, we heard there from Jill, and Jill was saying, you know, if you put this out, and that was exactly what happened in the case that you investigated against Jimmy Savile. Initially, it was like 1-2 allegations, and then just absolutely mushroomed to hundreds.
It's a very emotive area, and I think the issue here, we have to look at the evidence. The evidence tells us if Jimmy Savile had been arrested, which he should have done, when there were very serious allegations made against him by the police, and if they'd have done that and put that out in the public domain, many people would have come forward. And we know that evidentially-wise because we know what's come forward following my programme. Also, in relation to Stuart Hall, following his charge, we also know that people came forward. So evidentially, there is There is strong evidence that tells you that once these names are out there, information comes forward. Let's rewind further back than that, before the point at which they are named following arrest. What we need to do is improve the quality of that initial police investigation.
Right.
So that initial police investigation, they start to evaluate whether or not there's some credibility around that. And they can do that quite quickly. And bearing in mind the large majority of those people, particularly in relation to Operation Yewtree, are being arrested around historic offences, offences that are not occurring now. So the risk to current children is far, far less. So it may be they can leave them in place for a number of days before they do anything. Personally and professionally, I think there is a value to being named. I do understand 100% with regards to the impact it has on their career, and I wouldn't expect, you know, any other response from Freddie Starr's solicitor to say prior to charge he wouldn't be named. And of course, that's a very, very logical response.
But you know, it's a fair point, isn't it? Thousands of people are, you know, arrested every year, but you know, maybe they're not charged, but their name is then linked to that crime forever.
Yeah, I mean, I think in relation to Operation Yewtree, and we're talking about this specifically because of these are high-profile celebrities, what we have to remember with regards to Jimmy Savile, it was his power and his control, and it was that prevented many of these people from coming forward. They felt completely scared. And I think what we need to do is we need to knock down the house of cards with regards to making people untouchable, and say there is no longer anybody who's untouchable, whatever position you hold. I'm in a slightly different position than many people because I know a lot of the evidence to which is against these people, because some of it has come via me. So, you know, I'm in a position where I hear
some of these celebrities have been named, it's nothing to do with Yewtree. You know, it's like, this is the problem, isn't it? As soon as they're named and in connection with it, career's over, effectively, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely over. And also, let's say some of this evidence is not good evidence, and let's say, but also you can't just take two people as an example and say, because of the Jimmy Savile inquiry and because of Stuart Hall, we should name everybody. What I think should happen is everyone should remain unanimous, and the police should have an opportunity to go to a judge and make a specific application about that case and say, in this case, it's in the public interest to name them, and let the judge decide. Don't make it a thing that we all do, and don't let the media have a field day with celebrities.
Yeah, it's fascinating, actually. We've had a huge response to this.
Yeah, lots of people saying, well, the same thing, aren't they?
Yeah.
People shouldn't be named.
That's what they're saying.
I think that's the overwhelming public opinion.
It's important their names are always going to be tarnished if they are named, says Sammy Chadwick. Yeah.
Thank you
Must be saying the
very
same.
much
Let us know
indeed.
what you think.
And many thanks to Jill Saward for talking to us as well.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Jill.
All the best to you.
Thank you.